Hey, I hope you guys have a great and wonderful day. And today's message is this. Y'all, if you want to be in the spotlight, I have to tell you something. Your flaws, your mistakes, everything you do in your behind the scenes, it can get exposed because you're in the spotlight. You are metaphorically, you are under a light. Whatever the saying goes in the Bible, whatever is in the light, all the darkness will come eventually to the light. It is true. Well, whoever said that is wise. They know what they're talking about. Because light exposes flaws, sins, if you're Christian, anything wrong, imperfections, and whatever. It exposes it. That's what the light does. That's the same thing with truth. Truth exposes the lie. It can't expose. It exposes stuff. It can. The truth is the truth. It exposes some things. The truth. The truth and the fact is, guess what? When it comes... Yes, that's why... Yes, some people fall and stuff. It's fine. But they can get back up. But their promises, they don't know about some things. About humans, they don't forget your offenses. You know who does? The Father does. He forgets stuff. We keep we cannot forget things that happened in the past until we get moved and stuff. But most people can't forget what you did like 10 years ago. Because they can't forgive you what you did 10 years ago. But you're not the same person that you were 10 years ago. People don't know that. They still talk and they think, oh, you're doing that today. But in reality, only the Father knows you done that, did that, and you done, and you... Sorry, I got a text from my earthly father. Yes, my earthly father. So I'm gonna remember. Yeah, he doesn't know I'm doing a video right now, but he does know I do videos. So everything else. So guess what? It will come to light. Yeah, especially the Father can expose you because guess what? You are in the light. The spotlight. Or you have like a platform. And guess what? When you have a platform, if you do wrong, it might get exposed because the Father exposed it to your audience that he is a fraud, or she's a fraud. Or he is not preaching what they're not living what they're preaching. That's why it gets exposed. See, because the Father basically trying to tell us with that thing when things get exposed, darkness will come to the light, whatever it's called. You know the Bible verse. Because guess what? Especially becomes the leadership. And people are like have platforms to me us because the Father basically, whoever said that, basically knows that they should be matching. What you're preaching should match how you live. That's why. Or you are growing. You make mistake, but what it really means is you actually continually doing it. Like you constantly doing it, not just like sin like not knowing, like not intentionally, but you actually doing it. That's when it gets exposed. Yeah, you get exposed because you're a fraud. Because I'm not saying I'm a fraud. I'm not. Okay, you're not trying to live right. You know right and from wrong, but willfully choosing wrong every time. But you doing the same thing over and over again, and you get the different results. That's sanity. You are doing insanity things, and insanity things. You go into this you repent, but you went through the same thing over and over again. You turn into a lifestyle, a sin. That is definitely going to get exposed. Like, for example, when a guy has a platform and sings an example, okay, it actually happened in real life, obviously. Okay, they have a platform, or they're in the spotlight, whatever, they're famous or whatever in this case is, guess what? And they cheat on their wife or their girlfriend, constantly cheating on them. It will get exposed because the father is actually exposing them to their audience that they're a cheater, and especially if they're teaching about faithfulness, but they're not living it. They're not living faithfulness. They're cheating. They're whatever the case is. They're cheating. Or, for example, another example is when someone's in the spotlight or they're doing whatever it is, the case is, they're in the spotlight, whatever, they're on a platform, and they're preaching abstinence or they're preaching purity, and guess what? They're living fornication. They're living a fornication lifestyle. But eventually the father is going to expose them and tell them that they're preaching abstinence, or they're preaching purity, but they're living and sleep. They're living like a um they're living in a sin of fornication. They're sleeping around like with especially if it's a man but they're sleeping with a woman every night. That's the difference. Willfully sin, it will get exposed. The Father will expose you if you do that. Well, He likes the individual. He knows you for who you are, but He don't like what you're doing. The sin. Yeah. Hope you guys have a great and wonderful day.